Orcas, or killer whales as they're known, are one of the more iconic forms of sea life. From various movies to their long-running role as performers at ocean-themed amusement parks, they have much better PR than, say, great white sharks. So we are going to dig up a little orca killer whale weird on today's episode of 5 Weird Things. Welcome to the channel. This episode was inspired by a viewer suggestion, and I've always thought killer whales looked very innocent, despite the name killer being part of their popular name, but they look so friendly. I mean, I wouldn't let my kids swim with one, but a lot nicer than a great white. What are your thoughts? Let me know down in the comments. All right, let's get into it. First, here's what we should all know. Killer whales, also known as orcas, and that's from their Latin name, Orcinus orca, are the largest members of the dolphin family, Delphinidae. Delphinidae? Close enough. They can grow up to 32 feet in length and weigh as much as 6 tons. Now, orcas are easily recognizable by their black and white coloration. They have a black back, white chest and sides, and a distinctive white patch above and behind their eyes. Killer whales are at the top of the marine food chain, which is known as being an apex predator. Now, they have a varied diet that includes fish, seals, and even large whales. They are known for their sophisticated hunting techniques and social cooperation. Orcas live in complex social structures called pods, which are matriarchal and often consist of multiple generations. They communicate using a variety of vocalizations and display behaviors indicative of strong social bonds and high intelligence. Weird thing number 5. Pods. Killer whale pods are typically led by a dominant female known as the matriarch. The matriarch plays a crucial role in guiding the pod and passing on knowledge such as hunting techniques and migratory routes. Members of a pod usually stay together for life, forming tight-knit family groups. These bonds are so strong that often offspring remain with their mothers even after they have grown and had their own calves. The size of a killer whale pod can vary widely, ranging from a few individuals to several dozen. Pods often consist of related individuals, including mothers, their offspring, and other extended family members. Each pod has its own unique set of vocalizations or dialect, which is used for communication within the group. These dialects are learned and passed down through generations, contributing to the cultural identity of the pod. Killer whales within a pod often hunt cooperatively, using sophisticated strategies to catch prey. They work together to herd fish into tight balls, create waves to knock seals off of ice floes, or even take down larger marine mammals like whales. Weird thing number 4. Life and death. The gestation period, or the pregnancy period, for killer whales is approximately 17 months. After this lengthy pregnancy, the female gives birth to a single calf, which is usually around 8.5 feet long, weighs about 300 to 400 pounds at birth. Female killer whales typically give birth every 3 to 10 years. This long interval allows them to invest significant time and resources into raising each calf. Calves are highly dependent on their mothers for the first few years of life. They nurse for up to 2 years, but they may start eating solid food as early as a few months old while continuing to nurse. Female killer whales can live up to 90 years. You didn't hear me wrong there, 90 years, although the average lifespan is around 50 to 80. Males typically have shorter lifespans, averaging about 30 to 50, but they can live up to 60 years in some cases. Female killer whales experience menopause and can live for decades after they stop reproducing. These older females often take on important leadership roles within the pod, sharing their knowledge and experience with younger generations. Weird thing number 3. They are highly intelligent. Killer whales use a sophisticated system of vocalizations, including clicks, whistles, and pulsed calls to communicate. Each pod has its own distinct dialect, which is learned and passed down through the generations. Now, orcas demonstrate high levels of problem-solving skills. They've been observed using innovative hunting techniques, such as coordinating to create waves, to knock seals off of ice floes, as I mentioned, and working together to herd fish into balls to create larger feeding opportunities for the entire pod. Killer whales exhibit cultural behaviors, where knowledge and skills are passed down from one individual to another within a pod. This includes hunting strategies, vocalizations, and social behaviors, indicating a high capacity for social learning. Orcas engage in play, which is an unusual sign of intelligence. They have been playing with objects like seaweed, riding waves, and engaging in playful interactions with other marine mammals and even boats. Studies suggest that killer whales possess a degree of self-awareness. This is really unusual. They have passed the mirror test, which indicates they can recognize themselves in a mirror, and that is a trait associated with higher cognitive functions. For the most part, all other animals look in a mirror and think it's another animal. They don't think it's themselves. Weird thing number 2, they do not enjoy captivity. But then again, who does? Captive orcas exhibit significantly higher levels of aggression towards humans and each other compared to their wild counterparts. This aggression can manifest as biting, ramming, and other harmful behaviors. The unnatural and confined conditions of captivity often lead to physical and psychological stress in orcas. This stress, combined with a lack of mental stimulation, can contribute to that aggressive behavior. There have been several high-profile incidents of aggression in captivity, including attacks on trainers. One of the most infamous cases involved the Orca Tilikum, who was involved in the deaths of 3 people, including a trainer at SeaWorld in 2010. In the wild, orcas live in complex social structures with stable family groups. Captivity often disrupts these social bonds, leading to increased aggression due to forced proximity and social incompatibility with other orcas. In other words, they never learn how to behave. Captive orcas often suffer from health problems, such as dorsal fin collapse, dental issues, and chronic infections. Poor health can exacerbate frustration and aggression, further contributing to dangerous behaviors in captivity. By and large, orcas are not performers at amusement parks anymore. There's been a much, much higher level of awareness that they need to be in their natural surroundings. And finally, weird thing number 1, orca attacks. Orca attacks on boats in the Gibraltar Straits are unprecedented and have surprised scientists and sailors alike due to their unusual nature and skyrocketing frequency. Many between 2000 and 2023. Most reported incidents involve orcas targeting sailboats with a focus on damaging or disabling the boat's rudder. This behavior is distinct from typical orca interactions and has raised concerns among sailors navigating the area. The exact reasons behind these attacks remains unclear, with theories ranging from playful behavior by juvenile orcas to environmental stressors or disruptions in the marine ecosystem. While there have been no reported injuries to humans from these attacks, they pose significant safety risks to sailors and their vessels, especially if the boats become immobilized or incapacitated. Scientists are actively studying these incidents to better understand the motivations behind the orca's behavior and to develop strategies for mitigating risks for sailors in the area. Ongoing research includes tracking individual orcas, recording attack incidents, and analyzing environmental factors. Well, that's it for today's episode. I hope you liked it. Please like, subscribe, and share the video. Do me a favor, click on either one of those videos up above. And if you are still listening and paying attention, today's code word is Free Willy. Put that down in the comments to get a little orca karma going for you. Take care. Have a great day.